What I want to see is a real debate beyond the negative campaigning. Sorry, let me finish. Sorry. About those issues. No, let me, please. I didn't interrupt what you said.
Hello, I'm Jerry Adams. Well, my daddy interrupted me when I was 3 at Sunday lunch with my ma and me, so I laid down my spoon and pushed away the Irish stew. Now, I don't blame him because what he said was incorrect, but I couldn't forgive him the lack of respect. I said, don't interrupt me, I didn't interrupt you. Well, I soon realised that these situations would happen virtually without cessation. There was always someone cutting in and butting over you. Some girl would giggle and talk over my head. Some guy would start up on a different thread. I'd say, don't interrupt me, I didn't interrupt you. Well, it got so bad that they made a decision to dub my voice on television, and that's when things began to go seriously askew. Paxman would probe me on a Q&A session, and an actor would answer in a bad northern impression. What on earth was there for Jerry Adams to do? Well, I made me a vow they'd never silence me again, and I'd talk about mandates and mountainy men, and moving forward until I was good and through. And I talk about national self-determination and cross-border bodies and even inflation till they were so confused they wouldn't know what to do. I perfected an extremely cunning technique known to my friends as Sinn Féin speak, and what I was saying they'd not the slightest clue. But each time they'd raise their hand in disagreement, I'd mention a thing called the Good Friday Agreement and say, don't interrupt me, because I didn't interrupt you. Well, I've spoken with incision to the De Chastelaine Commission about moving forward and talking troubles through. And whatever you've heard, I'd just like to say that I was never in the IRA. So don't interrupt me, because I didn't interrupt him, or her, or that lad at the back, or the girl with glasses, or any of you.
Oh, there you go. Good old Jerry. And I think that's actually Strangford Lough there when they were playing the guitars. Yeah. And the water is like one of the fastest estuaries in the United Kingdom or in the world, I think, you know. And it's like tide comes in, tide comes out, and you could be one underwater there. We used to pick mussels and cockles there, like Molly Malone. But that was funny. That was funny. And the nice thing is I was wondering whether that guy still walks with a limp. Because that's when you could tell you've pissed somebody off important in Northern Ireland. You start limping for various reasons.
Well, anyway, welcome to this week's edition to the Squatchable podcast, where we take a look at some Bigfoot videos and talk about true crime because of the obvious connection between Bigfoot and true crime. If you don't get it, then, just go away, because I don't know what to tell you. It's such an obvious connection.
Right.
Joining me as always from Ireland, Kevin.
Hello there. I mean, if you don't understand that Bob Gimlin ate those people, I don't know.
We're never gonna let it go. We're never gonna let it go.
I didn't mention it last one at all, but then you said, like if you don't understand the connection, then get out. So I just was bringing it round, full circle.
Makes sense to me. I mean, we all know Bob Gimlin ate those Bigfoot. And from Memphis, Tennessee, Nikki.
That's me. What's up?
How's it going in Memphis?
It is hot and disgusting.
That's how I describe you to friends.
Right?
Hot and sticky. Anyway.
Hot and disgusting. That's Nikki in 2 words.
I know, but she's not disgusting. Are you stuck in that heat wave? Are you stuck in that heat wave, love?
I am. It's gross. It's bad. It was like a heat index of 109 here yesterday.
Yeah. Well, you can see now that I've been listening to a program with somebody with a British Northern Irish accent, because now I'm like, "Hey, Nikki, love, what's going on? How you doing?"
And if you enjoy Nikki or Kevin, you may enjoy the Battle of Drawn Misadventures to Bigfoot. Head on over to Bigfoot and with Keith and Colin on Facebook, where this week not Colin makes his triumphant return to discover his twin brother is a different shape than him.
Shapeshifter.
Without further ado, I am your host, Richard James Allen. Let's get on with it. Let's get this first video out of the way. For all of you following the really annoying voiced weirdo that is Daily Dan, but you all seem to love him because I keep getting messages, and Nikki and Kevin like him a lot as well. I seem to be the only person that doesn't like this dude.
Well, I would say, Richard, that if I'm doing the full Northern Ireland accent and you do the full English and we go on a trip with Daily Dan, that would be the best video ever. The three amigos.
I've been trying to actually reach out to him to get him to come on the podcast, but he won't return my Facebook messages.
What?
Daily Dan's too good for us.
Oh.
I mean, yeah.
Nikki, you try. Nikki, you try.
Why? You think just because I have a vagina, I'll be able to do better than you?
Whoa, Nikki! I will not have you put yourself down like that. You are not just a vagina, all right? You also have a rocking pair of tits.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not even good. Never mind.
No, finish your thought, Kevin.
No.
He's not wrong. I'm just...
Yeah, no. That's great. I would just say, if you send a message saying, I'm a fellow Southerner, maybe you could come on our show.
Maybe you could go down south with me.
Wow.
Okay. That's enough of the sexism. We're professionals.
Right.
2021.
I love it whenever he says to me and you, Nikki, that we've completely gone too far.
Yeah, he's like, oh no, you've just gone too far.
Yeah, no, this is a family show.
How was that too far? I complimented her rocking tube.
Yes, you did. Okay, that's fine.
It was nice, if anything.
It was probably the kindest thing you've ever said to me.
It's further evidence that I am a supreme gentleman.
The supreme, not
gentleman. The supreme gentleman, and women are inherently evil for not raping me in the street.
Yeah.
Listen. You just aren't around Memphis, you know what I'm saying?
Incels, man, they are a source of constant amusement. All right, moving forward to Daily Dan.
Greetings, you two.
Oh, God, the voice right away.
Here on the Daily Dan, but I'm deep in the woods in South Carolina, following some beat-down trails.
That sounds like I'm having sex with a helium balloon and a cat.
Well, the Belton area, the other side of Honey Path.
Why are you so mean?
He was in Belton last week.
Were some people with their little campers and trailers up in there.
Oh, he's still up in the RV
car.
park.
Woods. They didn't get a look at his face, so they don't know what the hell it was. Just a large, hairy motherfucker. That's all they told me. So I beat a trail down here. I've been down here in these woods for a couple hours now.
Large, hairy motherfucker could be anybody.
As you can see, I'm still on
from ZZ Top.
For 2 hours, I've been.
That's an American look these days. The long beard and big. So
yeah. Did you hear that?
Anybody in a biker gang?
Oh my god! That's Bigfoot. There. He's posing. He's posing for a picture. He's photo bombing. Right. He's photo bombing Daily Dan.
70 yards in front of me, maybe.
Yeah, sorry. That's not Bigfoot. That's a chupacabra. My bad.
But you never know. I mean, I would like to go to, this place and see what the local folklore is. You got a lot of things where they get the little goblins and shit,
and load it too, buddy.
That live under the ground in some places.
I also brought water today. which makes me feel real
Eastern
smart because I won't
America.
get dehydrated and fall out in these damn hot ass woods. Last time I went in the woods over at Mert Woods, my dumb ass did not take water, and I almost died. So let me advise everybody out Sasquatching, Bigfoot hunting, or just in the woods hiking. Always take your water and stay hydrated. This time of the year is very easy to freaking die out here.
We obviously don't want Daily Dan to die. That would be
No.
wrong.
No, that would be bad. I mean, maybe you do, but we love him.
Okay.
Well, I
all
don't
I
want him
can
to
say is
die. I just want him to stop making videos.
Listen, they're beautiful videos. He's a wonderful man. And even if I didn't like him, I would like him just because he annoys you.
Right. And I think that the nice thing about it is he forgot the water, but he did remember 5 packs of cigarillos.
Listen,
I mean,
the struggle is real for us nicotine addicts.
You gotta have
Priorities. He's got his priorities,
That's
right?
It's Maslow hierarchy of needs. His one at the bottom is cigarillos, and then water, food, and comfort.
I can't even make fun of him for being out of breath. That's what I would sound like if I was walking through the woods.
I've lost a lot of weight, so I can run a lot faster, and I'm wearing my leg brace today.
He said he'd lost a lot of weight.
Yeah, go.
Well, maybe this is how he's losing weight. He's going out in the woods and hiking around. I mean, he does do it.
Yeah, look at. I mean, honestly, if anybody, if he ever gets a video of a Sasquatch, I will believe him more than anybody else. I mean, he's always looking.
Yeah, this guy is always in the woods. Everybody can make fun of Daily Dan, but he is always in the woods.
Yeah, if he captures something, he's not doing any gimmicks. It's just him in the woods.
Yeah,
you know,
talking about hairy motherfuckers and his dumb ass.
Yeah,
and I mean, I'm with you 100%. I have said this for a long time. Like, does anybody go out in the woods? Daily Dan goes out in the woods. You can honestly say, like, I agree with you. Most of these people that are doing these things never have been in the woods. They don't understand what the sounds are. They misidentify things because it's just like, okay, let's go out and do that. And you need to be kind of a backwards local yokel, I think. You know what I mean? Or some kind of an expert who's been in nature a lot to find Bigfoot. And those are the type of people we don't believe. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, a lot of people are Daily Dan fans, apparently.
And, yeah, and you said Daily Dan's too good for us now, even though we've been promoting him.
Yeah.
Well, maybe.
We have been promoting, well, you guys have been promoting him.
Yeah.
I've been telling people he sounds weird.
Well, but at the same time, I will say maybe he's not responded to you because he's in the middle of, nowhere in a trailer park trying to
maybe he hasn't responded to you because you're the only dick on the show who doesn't like him.
No, that's not it. I think I think Daily Dan watches people's live videos. I know which ones he watches. He's always on some show. I don't know the channel, so I don't want to screw it up. But he's always on there, and you can chat to him and everything like that. I'll bring it up next time.
That would be awesome.
I did not know that Richard wanted to extend the hand of freedom as it was, or friendship as it was.
I don't want to extend the hand of friendship. You can come on the show, and you two can just fanboy and fangirl all over him, and I'll just mute myself.
Yeah. Well, see, that's not good.
Yeah, engage.
Yeah.
And be polite.
You'd have to say, Dan, I don't really enjoy your voice, and I find your videos to be kind of pointless.
Because
There's nothing wrong with that.
So good at being polite, Nikki.
He's really not at all, even a little bit.
Yeah, but you see,
I'm not allowed at Nikki's social events anymore because of the incident.
The incidents with an S, multiple.
No, I think it was just the one, but it just lasted numerous times.
It just lasted for a couple weeks.
Okay. All right, on to our next video. This one is kind of all right. I enjoyed it. It's nice to see them getting outside into the woods, having a good time. 35 views, better production value than we do.
Got one of our fans out here to go Bigfoot hunting. What's your name? AJ. And he's been, how many videos have you seen? 5 or 6.
So basically this video is like a million minutes long. And it's just some kid, and I don't know, some other kid with Nerf guns walking through the woods. The end.
So I suffer through a Daily Dan video.
Yeah.
And you can't even give wholesome family entertainment a good review.
Super wholesome. I want to see Sasquatch in a Nerf gun fight.
Well, here's the thing, Nikki. He's got a, you know, he's just having fun. I mean, Richard was right. They're just having fun in the woods.
It is. It's super wholesome.
And you know, the guys, you know, this. I mean, I live next. Are you turning the music up so I can't talk, Richard? There's Richard, but just blank him out. Fuck it.
Just drown him out.
Yeah. No, all I'm saying
and then I'll turn the music down and you're still talking and you wrap up your point.
Yeah.
And that's why I don't wear pants outside anymore, guys.
You should have heard what I said. It was brilliant. It was brilliant. But I'll be lost on the cutting room floor.
Well, I disagree strongly with Nikki. I enjoyed this video a great deal. To me, this is what the whole point of Bigfoot hunting is about. Having fun outside, making good memories.
Yes.
We all know Bigfoot doesn't exist anymore. Bob Gimlin ate the last one decades ago.
Yeah. and maybe the kid that kid there is probably about as tall as Bob Gimlin, so they could battle it out with Nerf guns.
Does he eat the kid when he gets finished beating him?
No. Bob Gimlin wouldn't eat a kid. I can tell you that much.
He's not a monster, Nicky.
Right.
He was just hired by the government to do a job, and he did it.
Good for him.
A little overzealously, but he got the job done. After he massacred all the Bigfoot, and MK Davis rightly pointed that out, they had to dispose of all the evidence. So he was just like, nom, 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 nom.
Right. That excellent bit of journalism and investigative skills.
It's facts. It's all facts. Bob Gimlin killed and ate a bunch of Bigfoot at Bluff Creek Canyon.
Right.
Good for him, I say.
And DB Cooper. Yeah, that makes sense, actually. DB Cooper landed in Bluff Creek somehow from Washington. He was down on that parachute for a while, and he saw the whole thing.
I'm telling you, where he jumped out of the plane is within 90 miles of where Bob Gimlin lives.
Well, there you are then. Bob Gimlin got a bit peckish in the night.
It was like, the guy, they were like, they were on the runway in Seattle, and they're like, okay, Gimlin, listen, this guy's going to take off. He's going to Mexico City, but there's a chance that he's going to jump out in Washington. And then whenever they lowered the thing down, the rear stair, and DB Cooper jumped out, then they gave him a ring on the phone and said, "You're on. Time to do the job." Well, that was it. That was the end of it.
But it all ties together. Anyway, regardless of whatever heartless, soulless Nicky over there says, I like this video a great deal. It was very cool, and the link is in the description. Give it a like, and let
he is looking
on.
for, at this point, he is looking for snap twigs. He is looking for things like that.
Clear evidence of Bigfoot.
Well, I mean, if you're out in the woods, if you take your kids out in the woods and you show them how to, identify tracks, you can go to, any ranger station or go onto the online, and they'll show you pictures of bear tracks and deer tracks and cougar tracks and everything like that. You can take them out and they can identify that, and they're way ahead of the game. They're way ahead of most Bigfooters, that's for sure, because they don't know what a deer track looks like. To be honest with you, clueless.
Absolutely. Nice to get him out of there. Good video. Richard's video of the week. Nikki disagrees, but she likes Daily Dan, so
Who cares what she thinks?
Mm-hmm.
does her opinion really count for anything?
It does to me. I'm gonna back you up today, Ricky and Nikki. Ricky.
Ricky. Ricky.
Wow.
Ricky, don't lose that
Wow.
number.
Yeah, that's sticking. I'm calling you Ricky from now on.
I'm having a hard day today. I've called Richard the wrong name previous to the show. I've called you Ricky. I'm slipping. I'm slipping today.
It's okay. I forgive you.
Yeah, and I know, and I look forward to doing this every week, and I messed it up, and I don't understand.
Yeah, I'm never gonna forgive you.
I don't understand what's going on. I know what it is. Richard started the video. Richard started the whole thing with the Big Jerry, and that gave me flashbacks to my childhood. Now I'm going to have nightmares tonight. Thanks very much.
You got a bit of PTSD here.
Yeah. Thanks very much. Thanks very
Did
much.
the British Army turn you into a turkey?
Freaking Rick and Morty.
Brilliant.
There you are.
All right. Anyway, so for our final video, the latest offering of crap from NVTV. Let's watch it, shall we? Skip through all the words.
I've been hearing some noise out here.
He's been hearing some noise.
Uh-huh.
Right over there.
Right over there.
Yeah.
Oh, damn. That was a deliberate tree snap, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it was him stepping on a branch.
We're panning the camera around.
So dumb.
Hi. What I don't understand is is he in a no moon situation where he's got that's black? I've never seen it being that black.
This is real. He just said this is real.
Yeah, I understand.
See if I can see it.
But it's almost like at a certain point in time he's putting his camera into his arm or something. It's like because it's so black. There's literally you can't see anything. But you never know. It might not be a very good camera.
There's something over there.
Or, another possibility is that there are filters on Photoshop where you can go out and do that kind of stuff and then turn it down and make it look like it's, like a green thing, like a night vision camera.
What?
Oh, it's okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I think I saw something. Is that a human?
Is that a human?
Yeah.
What is that? What's going on?
What is that?
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's eye shine.
I see eyes.
Humans don't have eye shine, but Bigfoot
Oh,
must.
Jesus.
Yeah, it couldn't be a wildcat or anything.
Rock.
Well,
A nocturnal animal.
clearly he's not using infrared. He's just using camera phone with a light on it. So that would reflect into like a cat's eye or whatever, obviously. So, but if you're out in the woods and you said, "Is that a human?" Would you not just say, "Hey, buddy, is there anybody there?" Would you not say that?
You would think.
Yeah.
Oh no! Oh shit! We've got some Blair Witch crap going on right here.
Yeah. Well, he heard that noise, and that was it for him. Which did literally sound like a male cat.
Yeah, like a cat being like, "Fuck you, get out of my space."
You know how cats, whenever they're ready to do the nasty, they make
Yeah.
noises. Yeah. It sounds to me like it was a pretty horny cat.
Cats fight like humans fight in a pub. They
Yeah.
just circle around each other saying, "You want some? You want some?"
But I'm just saying that sounded like maybe cats doing the nasty. Because
Yeah.
whenever I lived behind the pub, there was 2 cats that were constantly doing it. It's like, and it sounded like that or a baby crying. I'm telling you, cats can sound like a baby crying when you're doing it.
Brilliant.
It's the oddest thing. I used to wake my mom up. I was like, "There's a baby outside crying." She's like, "It's the cats."
It's the cats. They're getting it on.
Yeah, it's the aristocrats.
Yeah.
So that's the extent of the video. He sees some eye shine, hears a weird noise, and runs off.
Yeah, that's the scariest video on the internet, though.
Scariest Bigfoot video ever.
Ever.
What's going on? What's that? Oh my god! Oh my god! Yeah.
I was looking for I thought, okay, did they steal this from Rick Dyer and then they're going to show up? I was waiting for the thing to show up, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
for that 2 seconds, and then go away, and you know, but yeah, I guess it wasn't. It wasn't. So I was a little disappointed whenever they said it was scary, the scariest one on the internet, and then wasn't really, you know, that scary. The guy was in his backyard, sees his horny cat, and runs away.
Yeah, I mean, NVTV are famous for offering up crap, and well, there it is.
Yeah. My brother, you know, sometimes you see small things, and they scare you bigger than big things. You know, like if you see a rat, dude. I mean, I'm out of there. You know, like if you go into a room and you see a rat running across the thing and it's coming at you, forget it. I might. Whereas, you know, bigger things like people, you're not afraid of it. Are you not afraid of small things like that? Oh, you've got little animals, don't you? You've got little ferrets and that, so you wouldn't be necessarily afraid of small things, would you, Richard?
Nah. Why would I be?
Well,
anything daft enough to come into my garden, Esme goes after it like a ferret out of hell.
Yeah. Well, I guess you wouldn't have to worry about wee small rats or nothing because they just get ate. They get gimlet.
Oh, there's something else in my garden at the moment. I'm a little bit worried about Esme because every single rabbit and rat has just vanished, and I know Esme's not killing that many. In fact, the last few times I've taken her hunting, she's come up empty. So there's something around that's eating all the rabbits and rats, but I haven't seen it.
Little fox or something?
Yeah, maybe. It could be a fox.
Yeah.
Fox or maybe like a mink or something's moved in. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, just make sure that your wee darling is safe.
Yeah, she's locked up tight. Yeah. But I've put up trail cams and everything, but I'm a little concerned at the moment.
Well, you know, clearly your trail cams, you need to put them out there because you might catch a Bigfoot.
I'd laugh if I caught a Bigfoot and the next frame was it being shot and then Bob Gimlin was there.
Yeah.
Why would you keep a pet scorpion, Frank? What is the point?
Why not?
He wants to build up an immunity for,
That's an old wives' tale. You just get allergic to the venom and die quicker.
Is that right? Hey, you know what? What happens if you're in that movie with James Bond in it where he was stuck behind the enemy lines in North Korea and they kept stacking him with a scorpion and he built up a venom intolerance. That is fact. If it's in James Bond, it's totally real.
If it's in James Bond, it's totally real.
Wow.
It's totally plausible. They're doing all that.
No. If you repeatedly expose yourself to a certain type of venom, you develop an allergy to it and become more susceptible to it. You don't build up an immunity.
I don't. That does not fit into James Bond. And I would not think Q would tell you that. And,
Q makes everything into a bomb, man. The dude's deranged.
Yeah, well. Okay. All right. You live in. Hey, you live in your world and I live in mine. That's all I'm saying. I'm looking for like laser watches and like things that you can swing across bridges with that comes out of your watch.
And then explodes.
Yes.
Oh, oh, Bond, I've converted this umbrella into a semi-automatic machine gun. Why?
I like jackets that automatically deploy a British flag parachute for no reason at all.
What about an umbrella that protects me from the rain? Have you got that, Q? No? Okay. I'll just go to Marks and Spencer's for that one, shall I?
Yeah. Well, that's it. Dual purpose. Nikki is not a fan of the James Bond.
I'm here.
Genre.
Yeah, I don't mind it, but you're right. It's not my favorite.
Yeah. It was over the years. It's funny that in 2020, if you look back at a James Bond film shot in 1978 or something, it's sort of horrifying from an HR standpoint, I would believe, to say the least.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah, Frank. I agree that scorpions are cool, but I wouldn't want to keep one as a pet. I mean, yeah. What if they sting you? I mean, the smaller they get, the more venomous they are. Unless you get de-venomed scorpions, which is just cruel.
Well, how do they do that? Would that hurt them? Would that hurt?
Yeah,
it's all in the tail.
If you remove scent glands from ferrets, it drastically reduces their lifespan. So, I can assume that the same's true for like scorpions if you de-venom them.
Yeah. Well, like sometimes with the, like snakes and that you can use the venom as an anti-venom. I don't know. I'm totally devoid of any knowledge about scorpions. Other than that, if I wouldn't want to. I've seen them. I've been around them. Never been stung, thank goodness, and I don't want to be.
Have you ever seen the video of that dude that works at a snake milking place, and he's opening up the snake boxes to milk them, and one of the most deadly snakes in the world manages to get loose, and the dude doesn't panic at all. He's so cool about it. He's listening to music and he just sort of rolls his eyes and grabs this thing, and he just messes around with this incredibly dangerous snake and then puts it back in the box.
Yeah,
it's so cool.
Yeah. Well, I think when you're dealing with that, then you just sort of know that what you're doing and not freaking out. I mean, is it maybe I don't know how snakes work, okay, but I would think that they can either smell or sense fear or their pheromones or the changes in your body or whatever. I don't know how they necessarily go towards prey, but I imagine that
humans are out of snakes' pay grade. We're too big for most snakes.
Right.
So I don't think they see us as prey, but I think they'll bite us if they feel threatened.
Right. So yeah, like if there's rattlesnakes around here in Eastern Washington, for example, you can go camping and you can hear them, and that you just don't want to go kicking in the bushes and all that, or whatever. And so, most people don't have a problem with it, but don't go prodding at snakes and trying to pick them up and everything like that. But I mean,
it depends on the snake.
Yeah, maybe the snake was just having a bad day.
Well, no, I'm saying, if it's a non-venomous snake, I will go picking it up and trying to grab it.
Right. But isn't there like in America there's like a coral snake or something? There's like two snakes where like they look they're like
milk snakes and coral snakes.
Yeah. Where it's the indication of with the black's next to the red, you're going to be dead or something like that. I don't know.
Yep. Red touching black, safe for Jack. Red touching yellow, kill a fellow.
Oh, that's it there.
Yep. It's really sad that I know that, but I didn't know what kind of snakes they were.
Yeah. So
I couldn't name the snake. Like, I know what the snake looks like. I know the rule.
Milk snakes are the harmless one. Coral snakes are the poisonous one.
right,
Venomous.
right. But I would imagine Darn and Nikki doesn't live in the swamps like you said about 5
You don't
minutes.
know where she lives.
Oh, I know.
She might live in a
It's
swamp.
not. It's not in the swamps. I can tell you,
I,
Memphis.
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure. I'm just saying. I'm pretty sure about some of the geology in America. I mean, geography. All I'm saying is, if Chubbs was in the woods, he would need to know that, because, you know, living down by the bayou and going looking for stuff, I think is one of the scariest things you could do. I mean, I don't know. I've never done it because I've never been in the deep south that far. I mean, I've been to Florida, but to go to
Florida.
Disneyland.
Florida's different.
Disney
Florida's a
World.
whole different world.
Yeah. But other than that, I wouldn't know what to tell you. But it seems scary. Why are all movies about the South just genuinely scary? You know? They
I have
make
no
us
idea
like
what you're talking about.
No. Okay, look at
Are
Deliverance.
you implying that we should? Are you really
No.
going to go Deliverance here?
Deliverance and Gator and any movie with you
gotta purr their mouth.
White Lightning or some kind of Burt Reynolds movie that's not any Burt Reynolds movie about the South that doesn't involve Smokey and the Bandit.
Cannonball Run.
Yeah,
I'm just saying you can't say that because there are plenty of good movies about the South too.
like
Let's see, 8 Seconds.
8 Seconds.
Yeah, have you not seen 8 Seconds?
No, I've
about
never
bull
seen
riding.
it.
It's really freaking amazing. It's a great.
Oh, okay.
George Strait had a movie, True Country. It was really good. Westerns.
Yeah, but westerns are in the West. I mean, that's the Southwest. That's not the South.
That's true. That's true.
All I'm saying is, I'm
Steel
not
Magnolias. Thank you, Gabby, helping a girl out.
Okay, listen to this. Listen. The very first this is not a joke. This is not a joke. The very first film I saw after being diagnosed with type 1 diabetes after I got out of the hospital when I was 19 was Steel Magnolias.
How fucking cruel is that?
Exactly. I'm telling you. And I'm watching it just going, oh shit. That's not a joke. I'm watching her, having a diabetic reaction at the start of the film and having a kidney shut down and dying by the end of the film. And
hey.
I thought, Jesus
Spoilers.
Christ. Well, I mean, if you haven't seen Steel Magnolia now, and that's not the only reason you would watch it, there was other good characters like Weezer or whatever.
Weezer is my favorite character
because
I just love Shirley MacLaine.
Yeah.
It's a problem.
There's reasons to watch it, but don't. If you've just recently been diagnosed with diabetes, watch Steel Magnolias.
I need to make my husband watch it. He's like insulin dependent diabetic.
Yeah, well, it might wake you up. I mean, that's the thing.
Maybe.
Yeah, never know. People are funny. You never know what's going to motivate them.
It's true.
You just never do. Love or fear. Those are the two big motivators. So maybe if you scare the crap out of them, they'll start doing it. Never know.
Yeah. See. Yeah. Good idea.
Richard has just decided he's
just checking out. He's never seen it. Medea's family reunion. Listen, Medea. I swear Medea's from Memphis. I know she's not, but man.
Biloxi Blues was a good movie about the South, but then the characters from the North.
If I may make a desperate attempt to bring us back on topic.
Right.
I'll let you guys go for about 10 minutes, all right?
Yeah, all right.
But come on. We're talking about really terrible movies, and it's time to talk about something cool.
It is not a terrible movie. How dare?
No, that was just a story, an anecdote about a movie. I didn't even say I didn't like the movie. I'm just saying don't watch it if if it just happened. That's all.
It's awful.
It is.
Great movie.
It is a girl movie. I'm just going to tell you.
It's a great movie.
Yeah. Not well.
It's not a movie for supreme gentlemen, Nikki.
Are we going to start calling? Do we have to start sending you membership applications to the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen or something?
No.
The League of Supreme Gentlemen. You know, I was.
No, do you not know where the supreme gentleman thing comes from?
I know. I don't know where that comes from. No, I just
Elliot Rogers' manifesto.
Who?
Elliot Rogers.
Oh.
The king of the incels.
The king of the incels.
Oh, okay. I see. All right.
The wank pheasant that was born with everything and it still wasn't good enough for him.
Oh.
Because girls wouldn't sleep with him because he had a bad attitude.
Yeah.
Because he was a wank pheasant.
He absolutely was.
And so that really made him pissed off then, and then that was it.
And then he went on a killing spree.
Oh my goodness. I did not know that.
Yep.
Absolute scumbag. But his manifesto's got some hilarious talking points in it.
Yeah.
It really plumbs the depths of his insanity. But I do like the supreme gentleman thing. I use it a lot. Anyway,
You know, I was at the honestly,
gentleman,
wait a second. I was at the grocery store the other day, and I saw something in a jar called Gentleman's Relish. And I don't know what's in it, and I just walked past it, but I thought that I should comment on that. Do you you know, I could just imagine you being a supreme gentleman and making some gentleman's relish.
Gross.
Maybe that's what the guy's problem was. Okay, I think that means we're that the boat's sinking, and we have struck
that
the
sound
iceberg.
means it's time for Kevin to shut the hell up so we can move on to our topic.
There you go. Sorry.
We got 15 minutes. Go.
Yeah. So the Zodiac Killer, Nikki.
What?
It's your topic.
It's not my topic. You chose it.
No, you chose it. Kevin said.
I absolutely did not choose it.
No,
Kevin
she said she was going to watch the Zodiac movie, the Zodiac Killer movie with, Morton Downey Jr. I'm not Morton Downey Jr.
Morton Downey Jr.
If it was, could you imagine if it was Morton Downey Jr.? I would own that. You know what I mean? I would be playing. That would be on 24-hour. Robert Downey Jr. Excuse me, and Mark Ruffalo, and then you said he's just a weirdo drug addict, and then she said he's not a drug addict anymore, and then you said he was a weirdo, and it has nothing to do with the movie.
I literally did not choose this topic.
No, Richard, you did.
You absolutely chose the topic.
Well, Nikki obviously didn't do any research for her topic, so I guess I'll fill everyone in a little bit.
He was a serial killer in the 1960s in California? ? I think it was California.
San Francisco.
Yeah, he's not identified. No one knows who the hell he is.
Yeah,
I don't think. They never figured out who he was, but he killed like 30-something people.
He claimed to have killed 30-something people. He's only linked to 4 deaths.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Terrible guy. Sent in, like these weird, not anagrams, but just like weird puzzles to the paper, and they would publish them, and then people would, sort of try to decode them.
Yeah, I want to say that there was another serial killer that got caught because of the Zodiac Killer. I'm trying to remember who it was. It wasn't. Ted Bundy. It was someone like that who basically had heard about all of the stuff with the Zodiac Killer and he got himself caught because he was basically kind of pissed.
Yeah. Well, what I remember about the thing is that if I've learned anything about anything, it's like you didn't want to be in California at all during the 1970s. I mean, because you got Charles Manson, you got this guy, you got
Yeah.
you got, there's probably way more serial killers that we never talk about. I don't know. Seems like that was a serial killer rich environment,
Mhm.
a target rich environment, for serial killers. But and then they said that at one point in time, that the cops had maybe seen them. They were
Mhm.
responding to a shooting in a taxi where the guy had showed up behind. He got to the certain place. I think it was by a park, and the taxi driver asked for the money. He shot the cop. He shot the taxi driver. Got out of the car. Somebody had called the police. The police description, even though the guy was a white guy, they had a description. They were looking for a black black guy. And they passed a white guy who was like sort of walking slowly. He looked at them sort of, and then walked into the park, and he was gone. And then they were still looking for a black guy, you know, and that's how he got away. Maybe.
Yeah. The only real suspect that they had for the Zodiac was Arthur Lee Allen, I believe. That was the one everyone thought was him because he was a pedophile and he was an incel as well. He was very angry at women. He fit the profile as a serial killer, but there was no actual evidence linking him to the Zodiac murders, and he died in the 90s.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a funny thing. Well, it's not funny, but I mean, it's one of those things where you just never know. If it's funny how they seem to stop for a while, and then I mean, it's just, but why do you think people do serial killings and then stop, and then just you would think that you'd either be in jail. I mean, you're not going to stop doing it because you feel bad. You know what I mean? It's kind of it's an interesting psychological thing where it's just like, yeah, you're doing it. You're going to need to keep on doing it. Sometimes you wonder whether these people are caught for other crimes and then go to prison or something like that. And it just stops. That was like Jack the Ripper. We were talking about that last week. They said, well, maybe the guy was, put in a nut house, and therefore that's why they stopped one of the suspects. I don't know. Do you think it was just like I don't really think that if the police came around sniffing at you and were putting the screws to you, that you would necessarily stop. It didn't stop Gary Ridgway or whatever the Green River Killer's name was. He was like from like almost week year one was a suspect, and then just kept on doing it for years, and then they figured it out later that through DNA or something that was him. But I don't. It's a funny thing where these people don't seem to be afraid. It's almost like you know, like you feel so superior to people that you think you can lie to get to the cops and actually get away with it. I mean, I don't know what the psychology is. I don't understand it. You guys like this kind of stuff. What's your ideas?
Well, being a serial killer, it's all about power and control, and they usually start off as being someone else's victim.
Right. But they're not doing it for a job. Technically you would say like a mobster or whatever, because he's killed 5 people. Would that not be a serial killer? But we never classify him as a serial killer because he's doing it for some kind of criminal act. like some reason.
Because he's doing it for a reason that can be understood, not condoned but understood. You know, gangsters kill people for business or revenge. I mean, it makes sense. Serial killers pick targets seemingly at random and just kill them because they can.
It's the randomness of it. Then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know. That's terrifying. You know what I mean? It is terrifying that you could be in a situation and, you know, all of a sudden, you know, you're just out having a picnic with your girlfriend. Some guy stands out from a tree dressed in some schmuck with a Zodiac sign on it and stabs the fuck out of you. I mean, you know, you know, like it's like
That's it. That's the end of the only life you get.
Yeah, that seems so like basically unfair, you know?
Arbitrary, yeah. It is basically unfair, and that's why serial killers are different, you know, from other criminals, because of the criminals have a motive, have a reason for doing it. Maybe you're sleeping with that dude's wife, so he kills you. Maybe you're muscling in on someone else's turf, so they kill you. You know, it makes sense in people's mind. It's not to be condoned, but it's to be understood.
Right.
And
yeah. I mean, yeah, it's you know, like I said, it is fascinating. Criminality and things like that is fascinating. I mean, I think obviously in America it's big. I mean, we have like you know, like whole channels about it, like Investigative Discovery ID or whatever it's called. I mean, you can sit there and watch, you know, cop shows all day long and how they solve it. You know, I like watching those shows because, you know, if you watch certain shows, it makes it look like you'll never get away with it. You know what I mean? There's just there's too much evidence left there. They're gonna hunt you down. They're gonna find you. And then there's other shows where it's like just people just like, I almost got away with it or whatever. And it's just like, yeah, I was in the prison. Then we jumped over the fence, you know, started running. And like next thing you know, they're like on the run, and you know, some of them get pretty far with it. You know what I mean? As long as it seems to me, if you get out of jail, do not call your mom and ask her for money.
Definitely.
No, they do that. They wait until like Thanksgiving or whatever if they're looking for you, and then they'll just show up at your mom's house. Like, what's up? Happy Thanksgiving, taking you, you know, down to the pokey.
Yeah, it seems to me like there's certain things that you know, give you away. It's like you know, not being able to be away from your family. You know.
Yeah.
And that's a tough one. Moms are the ones, you know, like a man's you know, connection with his mom. It's pretty hard to break. You know, obviously that's the way it goes.
That's the way she goes. Yeah, so the Zodiac killed a bunch of people, never got caught. Scary stuff.
But there was like certain there was a lady who had gotten away. The only one that had gotten away wasn't it, you know, like she was hitchhiking down a road because her car had been was broken down or something, and he stopped to give her a ride, and it seemed to me like
this is Ted Bundy.
Oh, was that Ted Bundy?
That's Ted Bundy. No, Zodiac shot someone and they survived against all odds.
I thought there was some lady that was driving down the thing and she jumped out of the car.
That was Ted Bundy.
Oh, was it? I don't know. Ted Bundy, Seattle guy, local.
Yeah. Ted Bundy picked up a hitchhiker he was going to murder. She was obviously a born survivor, and she beat the crap out of him and escaped. Fair play to her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he you know, he used to like pick up victims at the lakes of like Samish, like, and that's not very far from here. You know, like I said, Washington is not the best place. I mean, we got Bigfoot, we got DB Cooper, we got Ted Bundy, and we got
Bob Gimlin.
Bob Gimlin.
If you survive those other things, Bob Gimlin will
That's
get
right. You. Yeah. And he apparently like has a scorpion ranch where he breeds scorpions.
Sounds cool to me.
Ted Bundy was national. He escaped from prison twice as well.
Yeah,
He was a hell of a guy, was Ted Bundy.
He started out in the U District at the University of Washington, and like Sammamish, and he was a local guy. Then he took it on the road.
They don't make serial killers like that anymore.
Well, yeah, he was smart. He talked his way out of a lot of shit. You know what I mean? He really did talk his way out of a lot of crap.
He literally jumped out of a window to escape from prison. 2 stories up. He must have busted his foot. But he leapt out of a window and then just walked away.
And that makes you wonder about cells with, like a window that you can just jump out of.
Nah, it was a library.
Oh, was he in the library? Okay.
Yeah, he'd asked permission to go to the library to get some law books to work on his case. And he saw an open window and he jumped out of it.
Right.
Sounds like a good deal to me.
Took the opportunity and just ran with it.
Second time, he crawled out of a vent that was attached to his cell.
Yeah.
I mean, the first time he got caught after like 5 days, but the second time he was out for months.
Right. Well, and, that's the scary part is that, like this whole traveling serial killer going across America, I would think, like the worst serial killer I actually think of is that BTK guy, the bind and tie up and torture. And
Yeah, the BTK killer.
Yeah, like that guy's horrifying. It seems
Jeffrey Dahmer for me.
Yeah,
there was something wrong with him. I mean, that was a bit dodgy what he was doing.
Yeah, but I mean, it was like like the fact that you do these things in these neighborhoods and they not very far away from where he's living. You know what I mean? And like the whole town is like, where was that? Wasn't that one thing was in Kansas City? The other one, Jeffrey Dahmer, was in Minneapolis, was it? Or something like that. These wholesome Midwest towns, and then all of a sudden you're just like ripped and gripped by these terrible, freaking people. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's like not probably even the most vicious killing, because mob killings can be pretty bad. You know what I mean? And but I don't. Nobody really talks about that. But the whole idea about these these innocent people in their house, and you open the door up, and next thing you know, or there's this dude trying to like freaking murder you, but tie you up and torture you and all that crap. It's just crazy. It's just amazing to me that people are that weird. It doesn't surprise me, but it is one of those things. I don't know.
Well, that'll wrap us up for this week. We will return next week, despite the hopes of many, where we will discuss. I had a topic a second ago. Damn it.
Are you going to remember it?
Is this another?
Or are you going to forget it and say that it's my topic?
Nikki, I'm not taking the blame for your failure of this week's topic. Okay.
Oh my
do you want me to go back and do this? So then Richard said, and then Nikki said. What's the topic?
No, we're
this is
fighting.
Gonna annoy me. This is going to annoy me because I had a really good topic.
Oh.
Yes, we're going to discuss Mostly Harmless.
Oh.
What the is that?
Ooh, you're in for a tale.
It's the line that they upgraded the Earth to in the new Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Yeah, Mostly Harmless. Yes,
Mostly harmless. But
that's
I don't think that that's what he's talking about.
No, I'm not talking about that.
But that's what I thought about. So it's a good thing, because I would have had to read the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. So long, thanks for all the fish.
I love those books.
The Restaurant at the End of the Universe.
Exactly.
And Mostly Harmless.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
So
Great
what is
books.
mostly? Can you tell me a little bit about what Mostly Harmless is about, so I can actually?
Mostly Harmless was the pseudonym of an unknown hiker that everybody knew on the trail, but turned up dead, and they wanted to find out who he was.
Okay, so now I can research it. That's all I'm saying. Thank you.
Uh-huh. No worries. So sorry again that Nikki forgot the topic.
Wow.
It's good night from me, and it's good night from them. Good night.
Cue the grumbles.
I'm going to give us such a tongue lashing after this show. I mean, come on. If you're going to pick a topic, you better research.
I think that means something different in America. Giving somebody a tongue lash.
Nikki fucked up the topic.